Hello there, and welcome back to the Marketing SOS Show. I am your host. My name is Eric Key, and I am so happy that you tuned in to listen to the show this week. I think it's going to be a great one. In fact, I know it's going to be a great one. This episode, we deal with a question from Alex, and it's kind of an interesting one in terms of how expectation meets reality. Have you ever been in a situation or gone to an event or started a new job and you expect one thing only to learn that the reality of the position or the event is a lot different than you expected? Have you ever had the experience where you expect one thing, or maybe you don't necessarily know what to expect, and when you get there, someone tries to tell you how things are going to be or that they are a different way? So you don't necessarily have a full idea of what expectations you should have going in, but you're getting the inkling that what they're telling you or what reality is like to them doesn't match up with what you think it should be. And in that scenario, how do you know who's right? Do you check your crazy at the door? Do you start doubting yourself? Or do you start doubting the people that are telling you these things? So what do you do in that situation? Well, obviously, you email me at eric@marketingsos.ca, and I do my best to help you, which I do on every episode of the show. So Alex, let's start helping you out just after this. So Alex writes, "Hi Eric, I just started my first position out of college as a marketing coordinator with a small marketing and design agency in my city. Congrats, Alex, that's awesome. I was hoping you could tell me what I should expect from this kind of position, as I'm not too experienced in the field yet. I've been here a couple weeks, and so far my duties consist of me cold calling businesses in my area to try to get them to work with us and attending sales meetings. I've done some minor social media work as well. The problem is that I don't have a salary, as my compensation is based on a percentage of the first time and ongoing contracts I'm able to get the agency through these other businesses. Is this normal? Any advice would be appreciated." So Alex, yes, this is a completely normal setup and compensation package if you are in sales. Now, you took a marketing role and you thought you were getting into a marketing kind of position, but to me, it really sounds like this is a sales position. Now, whether or not your hiring manager and the company know that, and they've intentionally misled you into this position, is another thing. In general, I try to subscribe to the theory or the belief that most people are not malevolent, or there's no malice in their actions, and it's generally like ignorance or a mistake, but it's something that I would watch out for in this role. So what I would expect from a marketing coordinator position, you'd be working on a few areas, or you'd be extremely focused on like social media, email marketing, buying like media placements, pay-per-click advertising, like taking notes at clients' meetings, coordinating requirements with clients and internal teams. Like it sounds like you're in a sales role. You're not in a marketing role. You've done a little social media and stuff like that, and interesting question on that is, if you're doing non-sales work like social media, how are you not getting paid for that? You should at least be getting an hourly rate based on non-sales work. As a marketer, you should have a salary, and maybe even a salary with a bonus. If you are on straight commission, which is usually reserved for sales, it can totally be lucrative. But if you don't have a decent network with possible leads, it can be really tough. It kind of sounds like a bait and switch role, to be quite honest. It should really be called a junior sales representative, not a marketing coordinator. So a couple things I would think about. Like, who held this job before you? Why did they leave? If you can find out more, it would be good to have that knowledge. I would not be surprised if there's a high turnover in that position. You know, they hire people, they get some sales people in, or they get land some new clients with long project times, so that way the people never get paid. So the people in your position probably quit before they even got that first commission, just because they were so tired with the place. Is there anyone else working in a marketing role there? I'd be curious to know how they are compensated. inquire with management. If they are asking you to do social media work and other non-sales functions, can you get paid for that time? Now, this is your first position out of college, so I would stick it out to have an agency name recognition on the resume. You get a little bit of tenure and experience, but really start looking for a new opportunity that's going to pay you now. Don't wait to do that. If you have nothing else, maybe it'll be good to have, and it shows that you've worked well and that you've worked somewhere in the past. But start looking for new positions that are going to pay you an actual salary and do marketing work. Because if you want to get into the field of marketing, you're not gaining the skills in this position. It's not going to help you grow. Now, normally I might say, like, if you're doing an internship, you're going to get a lot of skills, so it's okay if you don't get paid, and if you can swing that. But in this position, you're not getting paid, and you're not getting any skills that are going to be relevant to where you want to go in your career. So I definitely think you should hit Indeed, hit LinkedIn, and look for other positions elsewhere. So Alex, I hope that helps give you some guidance. I never like giving the advice that you should quit and look elsewhere for employment, but this one does sound a little shady, just based on how they're compensating you and how they've pitched the position. If you want to grow in your career, it may be best to do that elsewhere. And it's never fun when your expectations don't meet reality. And at that point, it's all a matter of figuring out how you're going to adapt and overcome it, or try to make that reality happen. And in certain cases, like this one, I don't necessarily think that you can make that reality possible unless you go somewhere else. And so with that, I thank you so much for listening, everybody. And if you have any questions of your own, feel free to email me at eric@marketingsos.ca. I'm more than happy to help with whatever you have on your plate. And I promise that when you email me, the expectations that you have, I will try to make a reality. And until next time, take it easy.